Your Nikon N-Log footage looks bad. And trust me, I know exactly why. Because I made the same mistake when I first started shooting in log, and it absolutely wrecked my image quality. And before you ask, how does he know I'm doing the same thing? Well, let me guess. Your shadows are crazy noisy, your midtones look mushy, and the image just falls apart the moment you start grading it. If that sounds familiar, then yes, you're making the exact mistake I was. The good news? It's easy to fix, completely free, and it'll transform the way your N-Log footage looks. In this video, I'll break down why this is happening and walk you through the simple fix so you can finally get clean, cinematic N-Log results out of your Nikon camera. Before I show you the fix, you first need a basic understanding of how log actually works. And don't worry, we're keeping this simple. Think of it like this. In Rec. 709, exposure is basically linear. Black on the bottom left, white on the top right. Pretty straightforward. But in log, your camera is compressing the highlights and the shadows to fit a wider dynamic range into the same space. And because of that compression, your shadows get pushed way down toward the sensor's noise floor. And that is the root of your problem. The mistake you're making, the same one I was making, is exposing log footage like a photo or like standard SDR video. When you underexpose log, those compressed shadows fall right into the noise floor. That's why your image looks grainy and muddy, especially in the dark areas. In reality, you want to do the exact opposite. Overexpose your log footage, then bring it back down in post. Cinematographers call this exposing to the right, or ETTR. So how do you actually do that? Here are the settings and tools I recommend. 1. Stop relying on view assist, unless you're shooting R3D NE on the ZR. Most people judge exposure by eye with view assist, but when you're overexposing, view assist looks terrible. It makes it harder to see detail and gives a false sense of what's actually being recorded. Viewing pure log might look flat, but it shows you exactly what's happening, and more importantly, whether you're preserving shadow detail. If you are using the Nikon ZR and shooting log 3G10 in R3D NE, there is a workaround. Create a set of Rec. 709 LUTs with the exposure lowered in half-stop increments, 0.5, 1.0, 1.5 stops. Then you can expose to the right, turn on view assist, and use the matching LUT to visually offset that overexposure. Just note, right now, only the ZR can load custom LUTs, and they only work with the R3D codec. 2. Use the correct base ISOs. R3D behaves differently than in RAW and the other internal codecs. Stick to the native ISOs, 800 and 6400. If 800 is too dark and underexposing your shadows, switch to 6400. If 6400 overexposes and clips your highlights, stop down. Or better yet, use an ND filter to bring the image back into range. 3. Turn on your waveform monitor. This is one of the most powerful exposure tools you have. On the waveform, you'll see 3 horizontal lines. Try to keep the majority of your exposure at or above that first line. You'll instantly see cleaner shadows and significantly less noise. 4. Enable zebras for highlight protection. ETTR doesn't mean blow out everything. Turn on zebras, set them to monitor highlights, and make sure you're not clipping important details while pushing the exposure up. 5. For sequences, use a gray card. ETTR can create extra work in post if you're not overexposing consistently from shot to shot. Using a gray card will help you maintain consistent exposure across a scene by making sure your gray reference sits in the same place on your waveform for each shot. It's not perfect for every situation, but it helps keep your sequence uniform and saves time later. A lot of Nikon shooters are brand new to log, and that's exactly why I teach these fundamentals. Because once you understand the basics, everything else gets so much easier. When you start overexposing your in-log footage the right way, you're giving yourself a massive advantage before you even start post-production. That alone makes it so much easier to get the results you want, and the results your clients expect. But let's be honest, color grading can still be a challenge, especially if you're using the wrong workflow to get your footage from this to this. I already have a full tutorial on how to properly convert R3D NE footage from the ZR into Rec. 709. And if you want the same step-by-step breakdown for N-Log, make sure you subscribe. I'm posting weekly videos on Nikon, Red, and post-production techniques designed to help you level up fast. Thanks so much for watching. Your support truly means a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.